Okay, so moving on to the next session now. We have with us Mr. BMK Lakshmi Narayan, Solutions Architect, Bank of New Zealand. A quick intro about the gentleman: passionate solutions architect, over 20 years of ICT experience, a polyglot and polymath, advocate for modern engineering, developer practices, microservices for enterprise agility, containerization. Okay, is there a timer for me? Okay, I'll just quickly do this then. Okay, architecting for continuous delivery CD, DevOps, observability, event-driven architecture, cloud-native and open source software, DevOps enthusiast, lead DevOps and continuous delivery community of practices, co-organizer for DevOps Days NZ, participate and present in DevOps meetups. The topic for today, he will be talking about cloud confusion, DevOps dilemma, and microservice madness. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen, and let's welcome. You're already here, yes, for BMK Lakshmi Narayan.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. And I know it's lunchtime. Probably we need to all give one round of applause for staying late and listening to it. And I think probably you. Okay, so this is my topic. Cloud confusion, DevOps dilemma, microservice madness. This is the very first time that I'm presenting. I think already some of you are connected with this, right? This topic about DevOps and cloud native and then microservices. Already you're connected on this. And my Twitter handle is there. And I'm a solution architect with the Bank of New Zealand. I'm all the way from Wellington. Maybe I'm the longest distance that I've traveled, I guess, to come to the conference. So I deserve actually a giveaway, maybe after later. And one of the things, like I'm a core organizer for DevOps Days New Zealand, and I am also a co-chair for Cloud Native Summit. And I host a couple of meetups in Wellington. One is the CNCF, it's called Cloud Native Computing Foundation. But Cloud Native Computing Wellington is the meetup. And also I run one called Future of ICT. And somebody was talking about this morning. I guess it's Topo was talking in the keynote about the women who code and people who are returning to workforce. Future of ICT is a meetup targeted for helping students. Hello? Is it okay? Yeah. And also helping people who would like to change the career from non-IT to IT. So that's the intention behind this. Right. Now, this is going to be fun. I'm going to tell a story. And as Topo said, I'm not a DevOps guru or a mentor or a coach. And this is going to be a scene that we run through. And what I would like to ask all of you is actually the hashtag is not right on this because I was corrected this morning. It's DOIS19. And so please, when you are tweeting, hashtagging, please correct the correct one. Right, this is the scene. Okay, this scene is about a company which is going through this kind of a transformation. The transformation about cloud, transformation about DevOps, and also about microservices. And I'm going to walk you through. There are 10 scenes, and we will walk you through. And I want all you to visualize that, okay? I don't have enough content. So if you only refer to my slide pack, probably that is useless because I'll be talking through the slides, and those informations are not available in the slide pack. If you're listening only my audio, probably no use because you need a slide pack. So you need to marry this together to watch what's happening. Okay, here comes the scene number 1. I would like to introduce Bob Oopsie, who is the CIO for WD Enterprise. And please remember those acronyms. Ask me at the end of the session. I'll be walking you through all what exactly it means. And Bob is, as usual, under pressure, similar to the other CIOs or CTOs, how to deliver value. Reduce the, lower the cost, IT performance, speed to market, exceed expectations. These are some of the common terms that you hear from most of the CX level or most of the PM level or program level, portfolio level, whatever it is. These people are always under pressure because they need to do all these things. Exceed expectations not only for customer, for the board, for the stakeholders, for generating revenue for the folks. And the board is expecting Bob to deliver new products. Bob is from is that audio? Sorry? So this mic is working. This mic is not working. This is a classic DevOps problem, actually. Right. So should I turn this off? No. Probably I believe in that if nothing moves, we are not human. So we have to keep moving. Anyway, that's fine. I can turn off this. I can use this. Can you please? Oh, right. That's good. Probably I don't need this thing. Sorry, folks. Right. So the Bob is IT performance and exceed the expectations of the customer. And Bob is heading the retail market division, and as part of the WOD enterprise, he needs to deliver new features, get the new products to the market so fast. Now, he doesn't know, he doesn't have a clue what to do. So he was talking to one of his close mate, and who's also heading similar thing in a different organization, and he says like, hey, I have a lot of questions, what you guys do? And the other folk who was sitting in the red chair started explaining, oh no, we do all the cool things as of today in the engineering, right? Number one, we do a cloud native and cloud adoption. We do DevOps, and we do a lot of microservices and containers. Bob's friend is excited because it's an opportunity to showcase what their company is doing. Here comes the scene 2. Bob, who is after more answers and wanting to know more, started to Bing, because Microsoft is our title sponsor, I guess, and also Google. These terms, and also would like to know more about what is this cloud is about, what is this DevOps is about, what is it microservice is about. And I think probably all you had those kind of questions, right? And he then came across one of the fantastic conference in Bangalore, somewhere in the corner, not here, somewhere else. And then he said, oh, maybe that's the place that I need to go and find out more. And he started spending more time before the conference and want to know what is exactly is a cloud native, what is DevOps is all about, and what is this microservice and containers and orchestration and all this modern techs that they use. And as he was attending one of the conference presentation, and everybody was talking like, we all DevOps unicorns, the Etsy and Netflix and Google and Facebook and whatnot, all this. And they say, hey, we deploy 1,000 times a day. Amazon Web Services, they deploy 11.6 seconds. So the deployment happens per every 11 seconds. I think it's maybe more than that, because that metric was 2-3 years old, or maybe more than that. And we scale because Google runs 2 billion containers. We do A/B testing. How many of you know what is A/B testing? Show of hands. Okay, right. So A/B testing is like, you can develop and deliver new feature. You can retain the existing system, existing application, and you can compare how the new changes are getting rolled out. Because even in retail, this happens even in the newspaper market as well. Actually, the newspaper, the headlines, they do a A/B testing. They do something like, plain old English stuff and see how many hits are getting. If the hits are not more, they change the thing. The content is same, but only the rephrasing the heading does a lot of things. So the variety of presentation talked about all these modern terms, BG deployments, containers, and microservices, unicorns pushing to the production like anything, and few thousand times a day, we do a canary releases. There is no outage, or there is minimum outage. We can do deployments during business hours. How many of you can very well relate deploying during business hours? My dear Bangalore friends, come on. Okay, tell me the truth. Put your hands on your heart. And if you deploy, and I'm not going to ask you a question. Do I also have to give some gifts to those people? Okay, right, I can give free. Right, no questions asked. Okay, all these are interesting terms, and Bob was taken full of information overloaded and said like, okay, what I'm going to do now with all this? Scene 3. Okay, he has done scene 1 and scene 2, now it's scene 3. Scene 3, he spent his time, prepared his pack, because he had to submit to the board. Board has to make the funding available for the retail market. And he said, okay, and he started presenting the facts to the board. And maybe some of you not even seen the board members, because some of the engineers, who are very well busy with cracking code and deploying or whatever it is, we don't get to see the board, but where actually the board approves the budget, and then they say, okay, you guys can do this, you can buy this tool, okay, all those stuff, right? So board was impressed, and you can see that somebody's already imagining an unicorn there. Okay, if you don't know what is a DevOps unicorn, I would highly recommend go on Google or Bing, as you prefer, to find out more about it. Okay, there are concepts like DevOps unicorns, DevOps horses, and DevOps ponies. Okay, there are different scales available. Right, and the board approved Bob's vision and said, let the magic happen. There we go, is every CIO and every CTO, sorry for if you are one of them, sorry, really sorry for that, and he held a town hall session. And the town hall session is all about said, hey, right guys, we are going to do Mission 2020, okay? And this is called ADCKM. It's actually an acronym. Remind me, I will tell you what is that in the end of the talk. And he said, this is the ADCKM, and it's a 12 months program. We are going to do this, and we are going to crack on it, and it's Mission 2020. There are a lot of rewards for the engineering folks. Come on, guys, let's do it. And also said, hey, I will give you more rewards for the team or squads who are doing more microservices with high run rate. And the ADCKM took off. Scene 4. Scene 4, what we do, we rearrange the teams. We call them like squads, and then tribes, and self-organizing agile teams. Okay, guys, if you're agile coach or agile, please forgive me. I am a great friend of all this. Some of my friends are really great friends, but I have to be really sorry for using these terms, but this is a funny way of telling my experience, not just with where I work, but also the various other organizations that I see. And what they did is actually they said, okay, let's do a team. These are self-organizing teams, squads, and these squads will have their own goals, and they said, we will crack on and deliver on things. So the teams, what? Hey, it is a 2-pizza team. Have you heard about 2-pizza team? Right, okay, if only 2 voices, because I think they ate the pizza, but rest of the people want pizza, please listen to, again, Google, find out what is the 2-pizza team is all about. And the shared resources team, infrastructure, databases, security, audit, compliance, regulatory, all those folks rolled up their sleeves. They started doing all this colorful thing, okay? You walk through the wall. I'll show you the next picture. And they said, oh, we have 37 bullet checklist for the code review, and we have shared resources team, and they have provisioned the platform, and the DBA started designing the microservices, databases, and the squads are microservicing now. Oh, the size matters, right? And if any of you can very well define how many codes in a microservice, if you have written one, or if you have seen somebody doing it, and you also deserve a prize, but probably I've exhausted 2 quota what I have, probably the next speaker will give you one. Right, and there we go. The walls are decorated with sticky notes. How many of you can visualize this is happening? Right, this is agile, mate. Okay, the walls are with colorful sticky notes. And the culture lives on walls, right? Oh, because this is what the transformation is all about. And you know, the good thing, there's a t-shirt printed with ADCKM code, the Mission 2020, okay? And WDWOD has branded t-shirts, and everybody is with t-shirt. And this is fantastic. And slogans everywhere, sticky notes everywhere, big visual indicators, visual boards. And our Bob friend started showcasing what he's doing with his team and squads and tribes and all this thing, cultural transformation. He said, okay, board, come over to the engineering floor, see what's happening, the magic. He was so optimistic. He invited the board members to the engineering team floors, really taken by surprise by the complete change of scene, the vibe, the colors on the walls, the bus everywhere. Everybody's microservicing now. Everybody's like running like a horse, okay? And one of the board members was visualizing, we are going to become unicorn in no time. 12 months fixed term for a DevOps transformation. Let's do it. Right. The board is really impressed. They haven't seen the result, but they promised, Mr. Bob Oopsie, you have done fantastic so far, and you deserve dollars. And the dollars, okay, I don't want to go there, but dollars are there, okay? Here comes scene 5. The first microservice is in production. just under 6 weeks. Our Bob, who is the CEO, shouted a morning tea. Okay, those are all not sticky notes, those are donuts, different colors, okay? And I don't know, do we have a morning tea culture here? Yeah, I come from New Zealand, we do have. And I'm born in India, but work there. Okay, so we have donuts here, and then Bob congratulated the squad, the very first squad who did the microservice and production, and they're fantastic, and everybody loved it, and said, come on guys, come on folks, we need more microservices, let's do it, crack on, okay? The microservices are growing fast, growing in numbers. Teams are competing with others, because if you push more microservices, you have a travel voucher for the end of the year, you can travel with family, so you have all those interesting, attractive awards coming. Scene 6. Oh, familiar. This is service outage. There is a production defect. Now these teams are working microservicing now, and you know the scenario. Most of you can relate very well. There is a red alert. There is an outage in production. Service management team, if you still have one, they summoned the squads. The WOD team, enterprise, is making headlines. The contact center is getting massive hit. That's what that is all about. You know, when something goes wrong in your retail industry, you know, I've taken as an example. I'm not, you know, pointing anybody, but I've taken, if something goes wrong, you know, with your mobile map, you know, app is not working, or your website is down, or it's not getting, or you have the Black Friday sale or the Diwali sale or whatever sale that you have, and when the millions of transactions happens, and then the load and pressure, you know, the contact center is getting bombarded now. You can imagine, whatever the industry, whatever the type of institution that you come from, imagine, it could be the GST is getting calculated 2 times, okay? The campaign for fantastic Black Friday sale is not only applied for the list of selected items, it's applied for every product. And the cricket match tickets are sold for $3. The entire cricket test match, which is 5 days, okay? India is playing, and you can imagine. So these all are bugs and defects, wherever you come from, you know, imagine all this. And Bob was given the update, and he is confident because he's the CIO, he's implemented all the magical terms like cloud, DevOps, and everything. He said, hey guys, don't worry, we are like, you know, we are there, okay? Unicorn, we can transform in no time. Okay, this is one of the familiar quote, if you know, or if you haven't seen, or if you haven't come across, okay? Probably if you're doing microservice, I would say before reading anything, read this first, actually, okay? And still issues are going. The issue investigation is on. People started pointing fingers because DevOps culture, right? You know, people, we start, no, hey, infrastructure, you didn't apply the patch, right? And somebody named the servers, and somebody said, no, the DBA has not rolled out actually the actual schema for that particular service. And, oh, no, the sequence of the deployment is totally wrong. And DBA says, you did not write the Word document correctly, Baba. No, because deployment instructions are in the document. The platform team pretended, oh, we are cool, we are PaaS team, we haven't done anything, everything is working great. And the development team complaining, hello, PaaS, we can't see more than 5,000 log entries in your log file. What happened? Everything is getting purged. And how do we investigate the issues? So all this drama happening, no resolution. They're making headlines, dollars lost, reputational damage, board is under massive pressure. Okay, SLO, SLI, SLA, I'm not going to expand, because if you know, that's good. If you don't know, there was a book recommended by Topo this morning, Service Reliability Engineering. Take the book and read, and there are some nice YouTube videos by Liz the Grey and Seth Vargo as well, and please go and look at that. And every head of the team, every head of, I mean, the DBA team, the security team, the audit team, everybody is protecting their own people. No, our people are great, actually. No, they did everything right, okay, because that's what we are. So there are impacts. Scene 7. Okay, he is one of the famous men, and this tweet came yesterday morning. And yesterday morning for us, but it came this morning for from States, okay? So this is DevOps doesn't own culture, actually, the people. Right, now, Bob said, guys, I want all the squads to come and talk to me. Tell me what exactly is going on. You guys are doing microservices, DevOps, and cloud native and whatnot. Tell me what exactly is the problem now. The team said, okay, we'll prepare a report. We'll come and see you, sir. Somebody said, sir, my mom asked me to share things. We share databases across the microservices. You know, we don't have just database per or schema per microservice. We do not have bounded context. We don't do domain-driven design. These microservices, we run actually a dozen or 2 dozen. They all share the same instance of an Oracle database or some IBM database, whatever it is. So that's the drama. And somebody who is a very nerd developer creating packages for the common library and is distributing to all the squads. Come on, guys, take the package, use it. That will do all the magic for database connection, caching, logging, whatever that you want to do. And the problems keep getting bigger. There is another one classic. Because when you have microservice, you have to call somebody to do something else. Okay, if it is a shopping cart, you need a product pricing, call the product pricing needs discount needs loyalty, order needs, customer data. So what happened, monolith was better because everything was in a single system, but now all these microservices are like growing like mushroom, and what happened, everybody needs to call different services. So the dependencies are more now, and that is what is happening. This is actually, if you remember or if you have seen, it's called Death Star architecture. Death Star architecture is a perfect suit for this kind of thing, and they have point-to-point integrations. And somebody said, okay, the TBD is not working well. Oh, what is the TBD? Again, remind me, at the end, I will tell you. This is the 3rd acronym so far. And they said, oh, we have to talk to the PaaS team, DBA, security, audit, desktop. There is an API gateway. There's a shared services. We need to talk to all those folks. And they said, OK, we are going to increase the CAB meeting. Actually, DevOps said CAB is not good, so it discounted that. Now the CAB has come into picture. They all gain their own power. They said, how many of you know what is CAB? Everybody? OK, that's good. I was wondering. Okay, the CAB team said, okay, fine, you have to go through all this change approval, and we are not going to increase the checklist. 37 checklists now become 64, and then 52 compliance audit becomes 72, and the customer, because it's money, okay? If you have an outage, and it's a brand reputation, stock price goes down, all this drama happens. And somebody was even suggesting that we should be doing a BAU squad. So by the way, the squads who are doing engineering work and creating new features and products can hand over to the BAU squad, and the BAU squad can own that and do it. Great idea. It's all coming from app. And if you don't know what is 12-factor app, probably read that now, because it's 12-factor app and one fractured enterprise. Because now WOD company is under massive pressure because everybody is doing a 12-factor app, forgetting about what is happening with the different silos of the organization. And as usual, the rumors, the hallway talks, and the lobby talks, I told you, the monoliths are better, right? So everybody now, I don't want to use the word, but that is actually called cover your dash, okay? So they were saying, hey, this is not for us, and we are not them. We are not them who? Oh, those comparisons, what Topo was talking about, right, this morning. We are not them. We are not Amazon. We can't deploy. We are not Google. We can't deploy. We can't, and these are slow is better, mate. Okay, our ancient, old proverb is there. Slow, steady, and wins the race. No problem. And everybody is cracking joke, and Bob's job is at stake. Scene 8. Okay, Bob's head is spinning. No idea what's happening. And he called his friend, hey, mate, I spoke to you and you told all these modern terms. What's happening, mate? And he said, it's FIT, mate. Really? What is FIT? So FIT is nothing but fake it. You means everybody is doing, you also do it. Okay? Don't go there. And you can also write a blog post and tell that we do actually microservices and containers and whatnot. And Bob is teaming, actually. Okay? Okay, fake IT is fake it. Okay, right. Now comes, Bob is at the dead end. Okay, so no microservices, no cloud, and no DevOps. Guys, is it going to help me? It seems like I've come to a dead end. He fell on sleep, and then there is a dream for Bob. The dream is called stone soup. Stone soup is a very ancient story. I'm running out of time. I'll try my best to explain in the fast way. Once there was a group of monks traveled into a village. The monks, they were starving, no food, and they wanted food. They were knocking the doors of every villager asking, guys, please give us something, we will cook and eat. And villagers were not happy. They said, no, you have to go away, guys. Somebody turned off the light, somebody closed the door, somebody put curtains, somebody puts actually board, don't come here, okay? All these things. And so no, what to do? No idea. So one of the monk took the pot, the empty pot, went to the river, collected some water, came to the center of the village, made some fire, started cooking. The villagers are surprised. What this guy is cooking? And the monk put one of the stone inside. Okay, the pot is getting cooked, there is a stone. And one of the villagers with curiosity came and asked, hey man, what is it you're doing? Oh, I'm making a stone soup. The soup really tastes really well. And once it is done, and we will be sharing with the villagers, and this is one of the magical soup, and probably would have not tasted it. But at the same time, some kind of a garnishing will really help us. Garnishing like, or maybe some carrots, some potatoes, some like that. And the villager went and got some carrots, because stone soup, magical soup. He gave carrot. Another villager came, gave some garlic. Somebody came, gave potato. Somebody was pepper, salt. And the stone soup is ready and cooked. And the entire village cherished. Bob woken up all of a sudden from his dream. And he said, oh man, now I know what to do. The old ways won't open the new doors for me. This is one of the quote from Pivotal Customer. I've taken only for the best of this. I said, I'm taking a banking example because I work for a bank, but you can relate to any big enterprises. And again, I have to quote Topo again, because he was saying, if you're a startup, if you're not doing DevOps, but if you're an enterprise and you have to do a DevOps and all the struggles that you have, and the DevOps, the team need a new way of working with all those things. The cultural change, the tooling, the upskilling, and all those stuff. Scene 10. The role of the leadership team on technology transformation as per the Accelerate book is this. So you need to be doing a transformational leadership. And there is also a cultural statement by very well-respected Dr. Ron Wistrom. And this is the way how he defines actually the organizational culture. And this slide will be available for you, so probably you need not to read every line, but he says where it is a power-oriented organization, rule-oriented organization, and performance-oriented organization, how do they operate? And Google calls this actually psychological safety, making workplace happy and safe, and work-life balance, all the stuff. Right. DevOps is not a goal, but never-ending process of continual improvement. You build it, you own it. You don't give it to the BAU. And if you're the developer writing code and deploying, probably you need to carry the pager for that week. So when you put developer on call, and the code quality goes up. Because 2 o'clock, he doesn't want to wake up. And he now writes more unit test, more integration test, and testing everything and anything. And somebody came and said, hey man, you're writing a lot of try catch exception block, what is happening? And if I don't put catch, you catch me, right? And that's what is happening. And he realized that, okay, probably we need to level up our games, and old ways won't open doors, and we need to upskill the people. And containers won't fix our culture. And there's a beautiful talk by a couple of ladies that I highly respect in the industry by Bridget Cromhut, and she presented on this topic, and you can go and Google the same topic, containers won't fix the culture. And there is another by Holly Cummins from IBM. She's from the Cloud Garage, and she presented on Cloud Native. So that's fantastic, so go and listen to this talk. Now, Bob said, right, I can relate the story, the dream, and what is happening in my organization, right? And a squad is trying to do the microservices, who are like monks, but nobody is helping them. We need villages like DBAs, securities, platform team, audit team, compliance team, regulatory. All these people, they have to pitch in. We have to all work together to make it happen. So this 12 months of fixed DevOps transformation or cloud or microservice is complete madness. It's not going to be that kind of a 12 months journey, right? Netflix took close to 7 to 8 years to transform to cloud. And understand that if somebody is talking to you about that, in 3 months we will be DevOps, in 4 months we will be microservices organization, and in 6th month we will be unicorn. Probably that's a marketing, and or maybe you can laugh inside, say, hey, come on, boss, don't talk about all this. I just listened to BMK this morning. You can take that. Right. And he realized that it's a journey, it's a continuous learning, and it's COMS. COMS stands for culture, automation, lean, metrics, and share. So these are the principles of the DevOps thing. Right. Now, Bob is not successful yet. He's a CIO. He's still working on it. And he's still working really hard, making everybody to change. And one day, he will succeed. There are some help for you guys. Okay? And these are some of the books that I've touched upon. And I would even recommend go with the order what I have. But it doesn't matter, because I started with Goal after listening about this a few years before. Goal is by Goldat Liahu. And then Phoenix Project is based on Goal by Gene Kim. So go through all this, and if you're an Agile facilitator, Agile coach, or whatever the form of Agile, whether it's a Scrum or Kanban or Scrum Kanban or Lean Kanban or Kanban Square or Kanban minus Square, whatever it is, the Make Work Visible will help you by Dominica Grandis. DevOps Adoption Playbook by Sanjeev Sharma, who is presenting later this afternoon. Project to Product by Mick Christen, who's the CEO for the Tosstop. Countries Delivery by Jess Humble. DevOps Handbook by the folks, Gene Kim, IT Revolution. Accelerate by Dr. Nicole Forsgren, and then Jess Humble. Building Microservices. If you're a technical person like me, want to know more, go there. Designing Distributed System by Brendan Burns, who's the core maintainer for Kubernetes. Okay, and more books. Release It by Michael Tinyard. Okay. It's a story, right? The scene has a music and song. Okay, and the refactoring by Martin Fowler, there is a second edition. There is a Gary Gruber's book on scaling. Because most of us, we don't even have a problem of scaling yet. We haven't started. Only when you start, you will get into the scaling problem. Before that, don't even think about scaling. As, walk, then you'll crawl, walk, and run. I mean, I could relate to that topic more. And Cloud Native Patterns by Pivotal Senior Director. And Agile Manager by my own Rob England from New Zealand. And DevOps Institute, a shout out to those folks and Dheeraj and the team, Jane Grohl, because those guys do amazing work and helping and sharing what's happening in this and the humane part of the DevOps. And of course, DevOps Days is a great opportunity. Bangalore is happening in next week or two, okay? And if you go there, you will listen more from practitioners, people who really work through it. It's not just a marketing slide from some organization. These are the people who get their hands dirty. And DORA stands for DevOps Research and Assessment, okay, which is now part of Google. My dear friends, the cloud confusion, DevOps dilemma, microservice madness, the reality, how the enterprise are on crossroads. My name is BMK Lakshmi Narayanan. I am from Bank of New Zealand, Wellington. Thank you very much. Sorry? Oh, right, that's good, thank you. Okay, do you remember what is the short form? Oh, okay, I'll go by the order. First one is actually WOD is the enterprise name, the company name is we do what others do. Like, because you try to copy the Spotify culture, Netflix culture, whose culture, other than your culture, you do everything, somebody's culture. That is the company name. We do what others do. Okay, what is the second one? That's a classic one. Probably you will be recommending your program manager or somebody. It stands for Agile, DevOps, Cloud, Kubernetes, and Microservice. It's very simple. Okay? Or TBD, ticket-based development. Okay, it's not to be desired. Ticket-based development is basically when you want infrastructure to be provisioned or database to be created or security scanning to be done, you create a ticket, pass it on. The team believes nothing else other than ticket. In Army, there is a saying, right? Nothing is an order unless or until it is written. In an anti-DevOps pattern, nothing is actually a work unless or until you have a Jira card. You have to do a Jira card, mate. Please do it. Okay? All done? Thank you. I have to ask two questions. Man, I gave away the acronyms. Otherwise, I would have asked the question. Right. Okay. Right. From the session. Okay, that's good. I mean, I thought, okay. Right. From the session, right. Do you tell me one of the challenge of Bob as a CIO? I listed 5 top challenges that he had. Exceeding expectations. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations. Please join us on stage.
Long live
Very Hari, congratulations. Let's give it up. Another one. Another one question.
Oh, there is one more question. Okay, and how many of you will be sharing this topic back at work? Everyone? All you deserve actually a good lunch after this. Oh, there is one more session. Sorry. Okay. Right. Tell me the number of books I presented. There is a book by IT Revolution in that. Name the book. By IT Revolution.
He's seen the image, what he clicked.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
DevOps handbook.
Thank you.
Please join us on stage. Congratulations. Okay, we request Dr. Neeladri MC to kindly join us on stage to hand over the certificate and memento to the gentleman, please. Thank you so much, sir. Actually, your session was really fun and interesting, and I'm sure everybody loved it. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen. A big, big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for actually enriching our knowledge towards this. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Well, if you love this session, please take out your phones and go to slido.com as you can select your respective tracks and give your valuable feedback at the polls tab. Okay, so now quickly moving on to the next session, which is by Ashwin Kumar from Infosys. Well, he's the industry principal. Ashwin is an automation business leader and service design technologist. He leads the client solution offerings and DevOps platform at Infosys. He's also specialized in driving enterprise transformation through DevOps automation solutions. The topic for today, he will be talking on platform approach to DevSecOps. So all of you who want to take the other session, we request all of you to kindly walk outside the halls and have a look at the topics which is displayed at the LED screens. And yes, as the gentleman said, the lunch is being served by 1:30 as we're already running late on track. So after this session, we're going to be having the lunch. Okay, a very warm welcome, sir. Ashwin, let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen.